Here we are again then, a week of sunshine followed by the ray of sunshine that is this little show, Beat the First Man. What have we got for you on this week's show? Well, let me tell you, we've got another How Old, where we go north of the border yet again for you to guess the age of a footballer. Ted is massively firing shots this week in Ted's Little Knob of the Week. Find out who's in the firing line. We've got a brand new feature for you, which is a little bit of a twist on an old feature, but it's good nonetheless. And we have an absolutely brilliant Tales of the Unexpected for you as well. So what are we waiting for? Roll the titles. So here we are, back once again, another dollop of Beat the First Man with me, Reedy, episode 42 of our silly little show. Thank you once again to all you new subscribers and to all you guys who've watched us right from the beginning. If you are new to the show and you're about to like what you're going to see, please click subscribe down the bottom of the screen, down there, and you will never miss another episode as long as you hit the little bell. That's the important bit. Don't just click subscribe and then forget all about us. That makes us sad. Anyway, moving on. So a little Stoke Gabriel update for you. Shirt is behind. As I said last week, it's very difficult to do when you're looking in a camera lens. We're on the cusp of delivering the big news for you. Next week's show, there will be a full special Stoke Gabriel segment. All I can say, we are going to have more fun with Stoke Gabriel this season than we had last season. So, if you enjoyed the fun we had with Stoke Gabriel last season, trust me, you will massively enjoy it. If the more sort of eagle-eyed amongst you might have noticed a little glimpse of it on screen during me talking about this bit about Stoke Gabriel, and what you could do now is your full-on line of duty where you go back, pause it and try and work out what it is. But, you know, next week you'll find out and there'll be a full segment, and trust me, it is not to be missed. So look out for that next week. So, How Old, and we head back to what is fast becoming the hotbed for How Old. We head to Scotland, north of the border. Must be something to do with the sunny weather and the sunny climate up there that we keep getting these belting How Olds from up there. So this guy, he really made his name at a club called East Fife, who for many of you, your only knowledge of East Fife will be East 55454. A football score that's never actually happened, but you know, it's famous nonetheless. He made 184 appearances for East Fife, scoring 14 goals in the meantime. This gained him, to be honest, probably the highlight of his career. He moved to the mighty Paisley Buddies of St Mirren FC, where every good abiding Scottish footballer wants to go. Forget the other two, they are the team everyone wants to play for. It was another 62 matches and further 11 goals for our friend there. Actually played under Sir Alex Ferguson, just a little side note for you there. We did have to call out a Twitter account who put up false information about why Ferguson was sacked from St Mirren, so we put him right as well. A brief spell at St Johnstone before he ended his career at Dunfermline. A career record of 361 appearances and 57 goals, which just leaves us one question to ask. When this photo of Walter Borthwick was taken, how old was he? Simple as that. Later on in the show we'll reveal how old he was. All you've got to do, quite simply, is try and guess. So we'll come back to that later on in the show. So Premier League managers, it's a knockout. Last week we drew the quarter-final ties, we drew the category. So we're going to preview the ties now. Voting will go live online on Tuesday. It'll run for 3 days, so get your votes in to get your favourites through. Please try and vote based on the category, not just on who you like. Because otherwise they might go to the jury for decisions rather than the public vote. So I'm trying to keep it public vote. So, but let's review the quarter-final ties. If you didn't remember, or if you didn't watch last week, the category is baking a cake, not cooking a cake, as I said last week, baking a cake. So, quarter-final 1, Scott Parker v Marcelo Bielsa. So, Scott Parker, you get a lot of nice ingredients, but can he pull them together? That is always Parker's thing. Can he get these nice ingredients to work well? And the problem with Parker, he's always borrowing ingredients. They're never his own. They're always just on loan. So does he have to give something back just as he's getting to the best bit? I don't know. for me, something's just not going to work. Bielsa, well, we know about Bielsa and his master studying of everything. He is literally going to have watched YouTube videos. He's going to watch clips of Mary Berry and Delia Smith making cakes. He's going to look at other ways. He'd have been baking cakes for weeks on end to get it right. I think Bielsa wins on the grounds that I think he's going to be left with an ingredient missing, because it'll be on loan from someone and he'll give it back. So it's Bielsa for me, which would take him into the semis. Second quarter final, Jurgen Klopp v Ralf Hasenhüttl, the German Klopp v the Austrian Klopp. The media's words, not me. So the German Klopp, it'll be all rush, wouldn't it? He'd be very smiley making his cake. Would all this clapping of the hands that he does, would that affect things? You know, you need to have the hands right for getting the cake to rise, or so I'm led to believe. So would that affect him? Big Ralph, he looks like he might have eaten the odd cake. I don't know, is that going to hinder him? It's a tough one to call. I think purely on the grounds that he's from Germany and they make Black Forest Gatto, and I realise that's not cake, it's a Gatto, I'm going to go Jurgen. So I'm going Jurgen Klopp for that one. But as always, you vote, you let us know what you think. Tie 3, Steve Bruce v Pep Guardiola. Steve Bruce has a problem here. There's no way he's not eating any of them ingredients. Absolutely no way. Bruce is going to end up getting to the very last bit and going, shit, I haven't got the icing sugar, I've eaten it all out of the bowl. Guardiola, it'll be all very nicey, and it'll be, but right at the end, he's going to try and get clever and try and change something about the cake, and it might not work, He's got form for it, a reliable way of making cakes all year. He gets to the big game and he decides that he's not going to put an egg in, he's going to leave it out, and suddenly the cake flops. I think Guardiola, just by the skin of his teeth. I think the fact he's going to eat the icing sugar is going to knock him out, to be honest. Which just leaves us one quarter final. Brendan Rodgers v David Moyes. Brendan Rodgers, he'd be telling us what a great set of ingredients he's got and how they're the best ingredients he's ever worked with. But again, does he make the cake and he gets right to the end? The cake looks brilliant until the end, and then he takes it out of the oven too soon and it's just fallen at the last like it's done for the last 2 years. Brendan, and your Champions League cake just fallen to bits at the end. David Moyes, wow, it'd be a sturdy cake, wouldn't it? It'd be a solid cake. There'd be nothing fancy about it. It would do the job. It would just be cake. I'm going for Moyes. I think Moyes wins it just on the fact that he just makes cake. Solid cake. Have I said cake enough times? I don't feel I have. So for me, I'm going Bielsa, Klopp, Guardiola, Moyes. But you guys will be able to vote. It'll all be online on Tuesday on Twitter and Facebook. So please make sure you get your votes in and get your favourites through to the next round based on who bakes the best cake. Boom, boom. We didn't do it last week, did we? Somebody forgot. Yeah, me. I forgot. So there you go. The theme tune's back as well. So, we've done team names and we've done the old, your name's shit, or is it great? Well, in a little twist on that, it's time for this.
The name game.
Yes, so there you go, a brand new feature. And to kick it off, we're going to go to the land down under. No, stop. Do you come from No, stop. Don't make obvious gags. A goalkeeper who represented his country 11 times, as well as a career in the Australian Domestic League. Played for Aberdare. I'm sure they're in the Welsh League. Could be wrong. Grace Brothers, not the ones from Are You Being Served? One for the older viewers. And North Shore. They make jackets. This is all wrong. It's all factual information, but it's just all wrong. His most famous appearance for Australia came in 1951 when they took on an English FA 11 at the Sydney Showground. Sadly, our man's big day didn't go quite to plan as they crashed to a 17-0 defeat. Apparently he was at fault for the 15th goal. Crucial one at 14-0, they could have got back in it, you never know. Anyway, time to pull back the curtain. Our goalkeeper's name is... Norman Conquest. Oh, for Christ's sake. Not that Norman Conquest. This Norman Conquest. Yeah, it's fair to say his conquest against the English FA didn't quite go to plan, did it? So there you go, that was the first one in a new series. We've got loads of them for you. Honestly, it's some beauties, but Norman Conquest kicks us off. He is our number one in our new series. So, time to bring on my trusty sidekick, Ted. And, Ted, why have you got no top on and just a pair of shorts? Two reasons, really. First of all, it's bastard hot. And secondly, I'm training to be a boxer. Okay, the first one, I agree, Ted. I'm not going to lie, it's bastard hot in here tonight recording this. But a boxer, Ted, I mean, I can see a couple of issues with you being a boxer. Hang on, Reedy. There are YouTubers all over the place getting in the ring, making millions. Why aren't we getting a piece of that pie? Okay, Ted, a couple of things. I don't want a piece of getting in the boxing ring, thank you very much. At my age, getting in a boxing ring just ain't happen. And secondly, we're hardly what you can class as big hitters in the YouTube world, are we now? Well, let's call a couple out here and now. But you are a teddy bear, you can't box. I am a middle-aged gentleman, I can't box. Have you ever seen that kangaroo that used to box? They said he couldn't either, so I'm calling it now. Jake Paul, let's be having you, me and you in the ring. He's got lots of gob from what I hear, let's get it on. I'll kick your sorry arse all the way back to your channel, you YouTubing loser. Ted, so you're calling out Jake Paul, the YouTuber? Yeah, why don't you call out Tyson Fury or something? Do I look stupid? Yep, rude. Tyson, you want me to call out Tyson? Why would I call out Tyson Fury? Go on, call out the Gypsy King. I think I'll give it a miss, Ted, if it's alright with you. Anyway, let's get on with the real reason you're here. Any nominations this week for your Little Knob of the Week award? Yes, there was a nomination. Gareth Southgate for naming 4 right backs in a squad of 26. Good call, Ted. And to be honest, he must have gone close to winning it, surely. Did he win it? No. Oh, okay. So who won it then? Well, we're heading to Bournemouth, Reedy. Oh, what happened in Bournemouth? Somebody won Little Knob of the Week. It's gone under the radar a little bit, I won't lie. But this week's winner, Jefferson Llama. Jefferson Llama? What the bloody hell has he done? A Colombian that plays for Bournemouth. What has he done to win Little Knob of the Week award? Well, Reedy, he's just been banned for 6 matches and fined £40,000 because during their match with Sheffield Wednesday, he decided to bite Josh Windass. What is wrong with some of these footballers? Guys, a little tip. There are cameras all over the stadium these days. If you bite somebody, you are going to get caught on camera. It's inevitable. Why would you do it? In fact, even if there were no cameras, why would you bite somebody? Who thinks to bite somebody? Dogs? Yeah, but he's not a dog, he's a Colombian footballer. Jefferson Llama, standout winner of the Little Knob of the Week award, although I am now in the running for next week's because I forgot the Little Knob. So there's the Little Knob of the Week award. Loser. I know, I forgot it, that's all. You had one thing to remember. I know I forgot it, let's move on. Yeah. Remember, Jake Paul, let's get it on. Me and you in a ring, anytime, anywhere. I'll whoop your sorry loudmouth YouTubing arse. Ted. Anyway, time for a bit of this. Yes, it's been a while. Tales of the unexpected, no less. So, I want to take you back to earlier in the season, back in the days where we wore coats, moaned about the rain, you know, before we started moaning about the heat. In fact, back to episode 31 no less, and a Tales of the Unexpected which featured Kevin Ellison of Newport County. It was a bit of a mash-up really, because we were talking about players celebrating against their old clubs. You may recall this picture of Kevin Ellison after he scored against his old club Morecambe. And rather than the lack of celebrations, he ran to the Morecambe bench and celebrated in the face of the Morecambe manager Derek Adams, who had released him. We actually gave him 4D for the fact that he celebrated against his old club after Little Shouty Man had had a rant about players not celebrating against their former clubs. So at the time, wicked. 1 up to Kevin Ellison. We were pleased with that. Fast forward to last Saturday, or rewind to last Saturday, as we are now, but fast forward from episode 31. The League Two playoff final at Wembley. What two teams should rock up? Of course, Newport County v Morecambe. Who else would it be? So the game went into extra time before a penalty from Carlos Mendes in the 107th minute gave Morecambe the lead. Despite lots of huffing and puffing and a missed opportunity by Kevin Ellison, Newport could not find a way through, and it was Morecambe, managed by Derek Adams, who went through. When the final whistle blew, I'm not going to lie, I kept watching because I thought, is Adams going to be the bigger man here? Is he going to go up and shake hands with him, or, you know, like boxers do, when boxers hate each other and then punch the crap out of each other, and then at the end they hug each other and they're all mates again? I just wondered whether Adams was going to do the same with Ellison, whether he was going to, you know, offer him the handshake or whatever. Oh, no. Our friend Derek Adams hadn't forgotten our friend Mr. Ellison. So what did he do? He literally strode up to one of his own players, who very conveniently was stood next to Kevin Ellison, almost like he'd been planted there, and Adams literally screamed out in celebration in a scene similar to those from earlier in the season. In fact, here's a little picture of the celebration now on screen of Adams screaming out. So football has such a funny way of biting you on the arse when you least expect it. And for every joyous moment, like a scorpion just around the corner, there is a sting in the tail. So Derek Adams, kudos, you got your revenge rather sweetly. Although I do understand today he's quit Morecambe, so football's it's a funny old game, isn't it? So zooming in, there is no zooming in this week, sorry to say. We hope to have one lined up, but we've just not been able to tie it up. Honestly, this bloody ending of lockdowns is playing scupper in my zooming in. People have gone back to work. Anyway, we've got a cracker for you next week. So next week we're having a preview of the Euros, and I've got 3 of our previous people online to preview them. So starting with England, representing England will be one of the guys from Sunset Radio. You may remember them from picking a team of bastards for their six-a-side team, dodgy headbands and wild shirts. One of the guys from the Sunset Radio will be on this weekend, not sure which one. Next weekend show, sorry. Representing Scotland, we will be having one of the boys from Dictator. Again, not sure which one, but they've agreed to come on as well. So we've got Sunset Radio with England, Dictator with Scotland, and representing Wales, last but not least, young Jackson Lucet. So we're going to have some great fun. You can probably hear the either or questions now, because I'm going to be dead obvious with some of them. But we're going to have some great banter as we discuss the Euros and look at the home nation's chances in the Euros. We're going to try and embrace the Euros as much as possible. Let's really go for it. So do tune in for that, because I genuinely think it could be one of the best zooming ins we genuinely ever had. I am massively going to play all 3 home nations off against one another, so tune in just for that alone. So, time for How Old the Reveal. Ted has returned, so running scared, isn't he? Who is Ted? Jake Paul hasn't got in him the wet weekend, not returning my calls, not replying to my emails. He's running scared, I tell you. Alright Ted, it might be a good thing from your point of view. Anyway, time for the reveal of How Old. As always, let's hear what the public have guessed this week. Neve from Bishop's Cleeve. She says it is a real place. She lives there with Steve and isn't interested in our stupid game. Rude. Her and Steve can come along with Jake Paul. I'll fight them all. Oh, and it's a beer, not a place, so bring it on. It is actually a place, Ted, but, you know, well done on calling them all out. Candy from Sandy. Come on, Reedy, this is shit now. These aren't even real people, let alone a place. They're just words. Ted, it's a real person. She's called Candy, and she lives in Sandy in Bedfordshire. Bullshit. Sandy's a beach. No, it's not. Beaches are sandy, but Sandy is a place in Bedfordshire. Okay? Anyway, she has guessed 1981. Now, Candy, you don't have to guess what year the photo was taken. I'll give up. Really, honestly, just stick to this shit being me and you. This lot have got absolutely no clue. I'll go 25. Oh, Ted, so close, Ted. So when this photo of Walter Borthwick was taken, He was 26 years old. What a fantastic head of hair as well. He had that for sure. Anyway, Reedy, back to training camp. Come on, Jake Paul, get your YouTube money out. Put it where your mouth is, you lazy, layabout, good-for-nothing YouTubing time waster. Unbelievable. That bear is unbelievable. So, it just leaves us with this. I really don't, do I? Because I couldn't get it to play. There we go. See, that's editing at its finest, and that just gets left in. That's, if you've not watched this show before and you've got this far in, thank you so much for getting this far in. That's what it's about. We make mistakes, we make cock-ups, but we don't paper over them, we just leave them in there. So, it's a fair cop. I went into last week with Guess leading 19-17. As you know, Guess went for a Man City win. I really fancied a Man City win, but I went for the draw on the basis I needed the 3 points to win. However, Chelsea winning ensured that she ran out the winner by 19 points to 17. To be honest, by the end, knowledge had gone out the window. I mean, to be honest, knowledge weren't working particularly well before the window, but I was just chasing, trying to win points. So congratulations to Guess for her sterling work. I'll give her the credit where she deserves it. She's the winner. Although, to be fair, she comes home to me every night, so she's a winner already, isn't she? What? Why are you all doing that face? Why are you laughing? Oi, stop laughing. Anyway, look out for next season where there'll be a little twist on the Guess Fee knowledge game. People will have a chance to enter a little competition. So, as a brief guideline, you'll get 5 matches to predict. We'll have a leaderboard and we'll see how it goes through the season. People get 1 time to enter and 1 time only. All you'll have to do is film yourself with your predictions and I'll put them on and then we see how it all pans out. And obviously I'll go in it every week as well, just to make myself look like a dick, like I do every other week. So there we go. Another episode draws to a close. When I started this, I didn't even think we'd reach 10 episodes. We have now reached 42 episodes. Some have been good. Some have been not so good. Some have probably been shit, to be honest. If you like them, you like them. If you don't, you don't. The viewing figures have dropped off quite a bit, which is a little bit disappointing. Hopefully they'll come back again. To you guys who keep watching it and who enjoy it, great, thank you. If you do enjoy it, please give it a like, because that's always good to see. Tell your friends about it. Let's get some more people subscribing. Hit the little subscribe, hit the little bell. Look at those fancy graphics I created. I know they're not fancy graphics. If you're expecting fancy graphics and good editing, go and watch that Jake Paul that Ted's calling out. Apparently he's some sort of clever YouTuber. Never heard of him, to be honest. Please drop your comments below. I'd love to read your comments below, so it'd be good to see those. But for now, guys, it's ding ding. Next stop, Saturday the 12th of June, for what will be episode 43, and will include the classic Euros zooming in. So guys, for now, stay safe and see you all next week.